Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Hope you are well. As stated earlier, we were going to make a message to communicate what our plan is for this upcoming season, no later than this Wednesday. So here it is. That's this message. If you're listening to this, it's Tuesday, November 17th. It's the twins' birthday, by the way, which is super cool. They're 6, which is pretty awesome. So a couple things. This morning and all day, we have been fully open for classes on a full schedule. We are not allowed to be, and we're choosing to be. At the moment, we did have someone waiting in our parking lot at 4:45 a.m. watching us come into the building and then calling the cell phone at about 4:57 a.m. complaining, saying you were supposed to be shut down last night as of midnight. Your gym's going to get shut down, and then hung up. They were not in what looked like an official, L&I vehicle. They didn't say that they were representing any specific department or the state. They didn't say their name. They just said that and hung up. Obviously that, shook me. But the reality is that is most likely just a very angry citizen, that doesn't think we should be open. And, I get it. There's a lot of people that are super pissed off and stressed. And there's some people that thinks, nobody should be open and leaving their house, let alone they don't think gyms should be open. And I know most of you don't hold that view. I think it's very important to keep people healthy. I think we can do so in a way that's really safe. And although I don't agree with the current statewide mandate, my opinion doesn't matter. So that's kind of the reality. So that did shake me a little bit, but it has not changed our plan, or at least barely did. Staff and I met yesterday on Monday, and it was a very good meeting. I will say this: I'm super thankful for our staff. We've been through a lot this year. I wouldn't trade these team members for anybody, and I love them. I think we're all on the same page, which is huge. So I say that as this isn't just me making my own decisions and telling staff, you better get in line. This is us really doing this as a team. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have no classes on Wednesday the 18th, tomorrow. We're shutting them all down. And that was not the plan as of this morning at 4 a.m., but that became the plan this morning really as of about 5 a.m. Just recognizing that that same lady is probably coming back tomorrow, and it would be in our best interest to be shut down, so that if inspectors do come by tomorrow, or concerned citizens do come by tomorrow, or neighbors or whatever, we look closed. And we are closed. We won't be open for any classes tomorrow. I may be at the building doing some work, but that's it. I think that's smart. And the other reason for that is this: our plan is to be open with an almost entirely full schedule Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. So this week, we're still going to have Thursday and Friday. Every class except the noon is going to be open. That essentially gives us from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then again from, that 4 to, 6:30 p.m. That gives us a good chunk. And it doesn't keep us open at noon, which it's not that noon is not important, but if we're going to minimize the risk, let's do it during the middle of shopping hours. That's just, if everybody understands that, that's kind of smart. So we'll have that schedule for Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. And what we're going to do on those days is Hero Week. So shirts will be delivered Wednesday, tomorrow. I'm going to meet our shirt guy here tomorrow night and get them. We'll have them ready for you. They were not pre-ordered. They're going to be available. Buy them all. I think we bought 72. Let's sell every single one of them. They're $30. They are sick. If you haven't seen them, they're long sleeve, black with some black camo. It says Sacrifice on it and Hero Week on the back. There's men's and women's sizes. We're just going to sell them until they're gone. So those will be available. They're $30. Would love for you to buy a shirt. Thanks for supporting. We're going to do Hero Week Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, with one exception. We literally get inspected during one of those days and get told, no, you have to shut down. Here's your fine, or here's not your fine, or whatever. But like outside of L&I literally showing up at our door, we're going to stay open those days. We're probably going to get some threats. We're probably going to get some phone calls. Whatever. I think it's in our best interest to stay open for those days. Let's get Hero Weekend and go out with a bang. That's kind of a big part. And then I want to be very upfront on what we're going to do moving forward past that, because I feel like there's something you need to know. The reality that is, if you haven't come to this yet, I think this is important for you to hear. This lockdown is not going to stop at December 16th. There is no way in hell that that's going to happen. I'd bet the farm on it. December 16th is going to roll around, and a day or two before that, an announcement will get made that this needs to extend through the holidays. That is just like the 99.9% chance that happens, and or there's a 100% chance we need to prepare for that. It is awful to tell people December 16th, we will be back in class, and then 2 days before that, just kidding, you need to wait 2 more weeks. We did that for 7 months, and that messes with people so bad, and that messes with businesses so bad. So I want to get ahead of that and just say we're going to accept the reality that we're very confident we'll be shut down through the new year, as will many businesses. If I'm wrong and we get to open early, great. That's an awesome way to move forward, but I don't want to bank that we're going to be open and then have to tell you, just kidding, we're closed. So here's what we're going to do. We're basically staying open until Thanksgiving. We are going to put everybody's billing to $1 for your December bill. So let me explain that real quick on how that works with billing. We bill on every day of the month. Whatever day you joined, that's when we're billing you. So let's say that your bill goes out on November 20th. That's a normal rate, normal billing, whatever. We will bill you $1 on your December 20th bill. Okay. You will not get a normal bill again until January 20th. But when we reopen on Monday, January 4th, we're not charging it from the 4th to the 19th. So in other words, everybody's December bill, regardless of what date it's on, is going down to $1. What we're going to give people the option of is we will be sending you a survey via SurveyMonkey kind of during Thanksgiving week with letting everybody know, hey, we're putting you down to $1. Would you like to stay there? Would you like to go to half of your rate, or would you just like to pay the full rate because you love this gym and you want to help support it and you want to do everything you can to keep us alive and growing? If I can be just completely transparent, there's a number of reasons for this. I don't feel comfortable just hoping that a lot of people stay on board knowing we're going to be shut down for a month. We had to do that in a really weird season in the spring. We can't do that again. That's kind of the reality. I also know this. I want people to voice to us, no, we want to support you by paying half. We want to support you by paying full. And I want them to own that decision. And if you just want to pay $1 and say, okay, cool. So basically December never happened. We'll see you in January. And that's fine. Great. If there was 1 month we needed to shut down during the year, I would pick December. It's the most stressful month. It's the most expensive month for people. You've got potentially some travel. You've got Christmas gifts. You've got, end of year budgets. If there was a month we needed to give people a break on finances, that's probably the best one. So it's not the decision I would want, but overall I'm glad it's now as opposed to later. I also think giving people the option to say, no, I want to support at X amount of dollars is just smart. It lets you have buy-in. The other thing we're going to do on top of that is we're going to rent out equipment. So here's the deal. Our stuff's going to be in absurd demand. Couple things. We are only renting it to active members, period. If you're needing to cancel or you're telling us, hey, we're going to have to cancel in January, it's not available to you. I'm sorry, but we don't have enough equipment to get to everybody, and we're going to give it to those that are sticking with us through this crazy season. Second, we will do it the Sunday after Thanksgiving and the Monday after Thanksgiving. I will put blocks of time available on MindBody that you can sign up, and there'll be small windows for a few people at a time to come in. And basically anything in our gym that can move is going to be available. So what it'll look like is if you're paying $1 or you're paying 50% or you're paying 100%, that's just kind of a set rate. On top of that, we're going to have equipment available and basically have it laid out in the gym and say, okay, any pair of dumbbells is this much dollars for the month. We need it back in January. A rower is worth this much. A Concept 2 bike's worth this much. A bench, a bar, plates, whatever. We're going to put a couple things in groups like bars, a pair of plates, and clips. Like those obviously just kind of need to go together. Maybe a dumbbell, kettlebell package. So we'll have some small packages, but most things will just kind of be like a buffet, essentially. And you guys are going to pick if you want to rent it, you can rent it. So that's for everybody, whether you're at $1, 50% or 100%, you can add on to that your rental of equipment and essentially have it for a little over a month. Like we're going to get it to you basically like, the 30th of November, and you're going to have it until those first few days of January. And we're going to have a check-in date. It's going to be firm. We'll have contracts and rental agreements and what happens if you don't return it or you break it, just like we did last time. And it's yours. And if you want to have it, great. The other thing we're going to have available is we have about 30 workouts uploaded to the studio from this past spring. We've got about 10 more in the queue that we're going to be uploading. It takes some time, and Brennan's skill set in this season is like swamped because there's a lot of businesses that need to use a media guy right now. But we've got like 10 more that we've already filmed. We just need to get uploaded. And then we're doing about 10 more this week that are like body weight only. So our goal is to have like 40 to 50 workouts, a ton of which are just body weight or like very little equipment available for everybody. And that's regardless of the rate you're at. Anybody's going to have access to those if they're a member. We'll get you the link. That's called the Studio. It's super cool. If you've never used it before, or maybe you weren't with us in the spring, it's like pre-recorded workouts and descriptions, and they're rad. And it's all our coaches on it and filming. And it's, we put a lot of time into that, and they've turned out really nice. So with all that being said, where it kind of lands us is Monday, January 4th. We're open whether we're allowed to or not. I think the reality is that the stay-at-home order will extend somewhere into January. I'm mentally and financially preparing for that. We're going to take a massive loss in December. But I think this puts us in the best position in January. I think it's the most fair thing to the members. I think it's our best option, to be perfectly honest. Our staff is on board. But it gives people the option to say, okay, cool. So like, December never really happened. We're just kind of picking up in January. Yeah. Or like, okay, I get the gyms closed in December, but like, I want to support you guys at X amount of dollars. I want to rent some equipment. I want to do studio workouts. Or, hey, can I pay for individual design in December because I'm going to have some gym access and I want to work out. It just gives those options of people to pick specifically where they're bought in. So for people that are month to month, we're going to treat it that way. For people that are like on a year contract, basically December didn't happen. You paid $1 or you chose to pay more. We just added on to the end. Or for people that are prepaid, same thing. We're not stealing that month from you. We're just going to say it never happened. We'll add it on to the end. I think it's our best option. So I fully understand this is not necessarily what everybody would love to happen. I don't think it's the best option for us to just stay open and roll the dice. I think it's inevitable that we run into some really big problems. The $10,000 fine is a reality. That's your first infraction. The things that are more scary than that is my business license getting pulled and not being eligible to reopen another business in Washington. And they won't just let me transfer Rewired to my wife. And they probably won't even let me transfer it to a dummy account like one of our staff members and just saying, hey, I need to transfer the business to you so we can get back open. They're putting some red tape up there and it's getting really complicated. The other one is if they decide to pull occupancy and saying like, your business is still eligible, but you can't go into your building. There's some threats like that happening. And as much as that sucks and as much as my opinion about that is a pretty aggressive one, that's reality. And I got to deal with in reality, not just my opinion. So I think this is our best option. I feel really confident about it. I feel at peace with it. I think it pushes the line a little bit to push back to say, no, we're going to take a few more days and end this thing on a really good note. But it also plays within the spirit of like, we understand we need to shut down. But it also puts pressure and clarity for members of saying like, we are coming back on January 4th on that Monday, no matter what, expect it. Outside of Spokane becoming the nation's largest COVID hotspot, which is not very likely, but if that was to happen, like the freaking apocalypse is coming, yeah, that might change some things. But outside of that, yeah, we're rolling. So that's where we're at. For the meantime, for these days that we get to be here, buy a shirt, throw down on some Hero Wads. People have asked, should we not park in the front? You know what? We're running the risk either way. If you park in the back and you got to park on the street, the neighbors are going to be pissed, which is fair. If you park out here, maybe don't park in the front row. That'd be great. We're going to have you keep a mask, at least in your pocket during your workouts. If we do get cited, we're going to open the door and tell you to go outside and start doing air squats while whoever's coaching goes and talks to the inspector. We've frosted the glass today. We're keeping the lights down. We're trying to do what we can, but the reality is we're open, and it's going to be obvious. We're on Division. We've got a big fancy building, and we got neighbors, and we got a lot of people who don't want us to be here. So I want to accept that as reality and just say we're going to stay open and try and get these hero wads in the best we can. So that's where we're at. I love you guys. I feel very peaceful about this decision, to be perfectly honest. I think it's our best one. So I hope it gets received that way. But for now, let's crush these workouts. Enjoy Hero Week. Buy a shirt. Know that there's a survey coming to you during Thanksgiving week where you'll be able to decide how you want to participate in December. And for those that want equipment, it'll be clear on that survey as well. So love you guys. Appreciate you. And thanks for being stronger together. By the way, check that out, dude. Got new swag coming. Stay tuned.